Do you know if you create a brand new Android Studio project right now, and you try to use the icon composable, it simply won't work. And in some cases, your app will even crash. But before I tell you exactly why this is happening, do me a quick favor, subscribe and like the video to support my work. So this is what happened. I began a new project and I decided to set up everything. So I came to the dependency to update everything to the latest before I continue with the project. So when I came, the version was this. Then I updated it to this. So let me just reverse it to this guy, and then so this was what it came with when I created a new project. We sync the project and I go back. I try using the icon. So when you use the icon, you see the dependency was there. I was able to import it. So when I refresh this one, yeah, you can see the icon here. The icon is working all right. But when I came to the libraries and then I updated it to the latest version, which is the 2025, and then I sync the project. So after syncing the project, when you come to the main activity, you realize that the material icons is now showing an error, like Android Studio is no longer aware of this library. So I went online and I did some Google search, and then this is the first response that came. So it shows that the material icons we've been using for years is no longer supported. Google announced this thing about 2 years ago and it is now being enforced in Android Studio. When you check from this note, so you see the note here that says the material icons library is no longer recommended for showing icons in Compose. Instead, we should use the material symbol, which is the new way. So the question is that why have they decided to do that? So this is the reason. First, you have to know that they've stopped providing updates for the library. And if you come to the Maven repository, you realize that the last time it was updated is in February, the beginning of this year. It's almost a year. So here they are saying the reason why they stop is that it increases the build time for your application. The reason is that these whole icon files get packed inside your APK. So if you have an old project and you are not ready to migrate to the latest one, then what you do is to add the material icon dependency yourself. So you come to your app.gradle file and then add these two dependencies. So these are the dependencies that holds the material icons. So once you include, although you can update to the latest, once you update to the latest and then you add this dependency, you can still use the icons in your project. So we'll sync it. Once you sync it and you come, you see that the error is gone. But the problem with this fix is that one, these two dependencies will not get updates in the future. Secondly, the problem Google tried to fix, which is the increased build time, still exists. In a way, this increases your app size and then the build time for your application. This actually solves the problem temporarily. The real solution is that Google wants you to use the material symbols, and this material symbol can be found at fonts.google.icon. So I'll leave the link in the description of this video. So this material icon has about 2,500 molding icons, and they come in 3 different styles. This is it. We have the outline, the sharp, and then the rounded. You can experiment with it. Aside that, it comes with 4 variables that you can modify. The first one is the fill. So whether you want outline or fill icon, you can determine it here. And then we have the weight. These weights control the stroke, the thickness of the lines. And then we have the grid, which allows you to fine tune the weight. And then we have the optical size. So the optical size adjusts the stroke weight automatically when you are scaling the icon. So you appreciate it in this animation. So these icons are actually drawable. So if you want to include these icons in your project, you visit this link. You have the icons here. You can search or browse by category. And then once you get what you want, or you can search from here, maybe home, and then you have the home icon. And then this home, once you select your icon, you can decide the style you want and then also tweak this side if you want, but mostly the default is all right. Then you come to the Android section. You see we have the web, we have the Android, and then the Apple, so depending on your platform, but this is for Android development. So you select the Android tab and then you click on download. So now you have your file downloaded. Then you come back to Android Studio, you select the resource manager, this icon, the resource manager, and then from here you click on this plus icon, and then you come here, import drawables. So this is the icon, and then you click on open. You can change the name if you want to. I'll call it IC home. Then you click on next, and then you import. So this one will add the icon to your project. This is the icon. From here you can go to split mode and see how it looks. When I first created a project and then I ran it with this red thing here, I got an error. But later I created a new project and then I ran it, there was no error. So it is funny how it worked. I don't know what's happening, so you have to experiment. But in case you run it and you are getting error, you can remove the tint and then set the tint in the composable. So inside your composable you can apply the tint like this. Okay, then you set the color, to whatever you want. Okay, so once you have the icon like this in your application, what do you do? So let's comment out this one so that we ensure we are on the right path. We are still having our error. So now that you have an error, then you change this one to painter, and then you use the paint resource and then get your drawable, pass the id drawable.home, then you select the home. Now your error is gone. So I'm going to do it again. Come here, you search for any icon, let's say this fire icon, and then I'll click on download to download the icon. I'll come to the resource manager, click on plus, and then import drawable. Then you have your emergency heat icon there. Then you change the name to IC emergency. So the IC stands for icon, just short form of icon, and then you download it. So this is that fire icon split mode. It also comes with the same issue. I don't know what's that. Google has to fix that for us. Then I'll just copy this line and then paste here, and now I'll replace it with emergency. Errors. Now you have to remove these imports. So now you see the fire and then the home icon and the tint set on it. Then your error is gone. It's as simple as that. So this fixes your problems. My only concern with this approach is one, this thing. So if you're having issue, you can remove it and then set the tint manually like this. And then the second issue is that since I began this migration, I've been downloading these files manually onto my system, and take a look at it. So it's a lot. If I didn't take the time to delete it, this is actually storage that's going to be wasted or grow into something big if you didn't track it well. So you have to manually clear this download file. Another issue is the context switching. I mean, you are in your Android Studio and everything is supposed to be here, but they've not fully migrated the project to this side. So all the time you have to switch to the browser, search for the icon, download it, and then come here to come and do it. I mean, it's a lot. So we've missed that, and Google should try and fix or import all the icons for us quickly. Even with those issues, the message is clear. Start using the material symbols now. The old icons are no longer supported, and they introduce back. They slow down your build and will break more and more as Android Studio continues updating. Migrate early and save yourself the troubles later. If this video is helpful, like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.